Hello everyone, today we're going to talk about how to navigate in Rhino. The first thing that you need to know is that when you open up Rhino, there is basically this quad screen where 4 viewports are simultaneously represented, and you can move to each individual viewport. For instance, if you want to go to perspective here and make that the single viewport, you double click on it to jump into a single viewport, and if you want to go back to the quad view, you double click on it and that will bring you back to your quad view. Now let's just go to this top view here, and the two navigation things that I use the most is the zooming in and the zooming out, which I do with my scroll wheel. So when I move down it zooms out, and when I scroll up it zooms in, so that's zooming. And panning, which is a right mouse button click and drag, so you click and drag in order to pan. Those are the two things that I use when I'm in orthogonal projections, say the top view, the left view, or the front view. Now if you go to your perspective view, the zooming in and the zooming out is the same. You use your scroller. However, if you want to pan, you have to hit shift and then drag to the left and to the right. Shift and drag to the left and to the right in order to pan, because if you just use the right mouse button, you're doing something like this. You're orbiting. Kind of like orbiting around the center of the screen. Now, sometimes what happens, especially in large models, is that you find yourself all the way somewhere zoomed in the middle of nowhere and you have no idea where you are. And one way to kind of like get back to the overview is to do a zoom extend. And how you do that is you hit Z, enter, extend, enter. And that brings you back to your overall view, and there's nothing beyond this view that you've modeled. The other thing that is really helpful is sometimes when, let's say you want to orbit around this little object here, but what happens is you are basically orbiting around the center. So what you can do is you can select the object and you hit zoom select, and the orbit now orbits around this new object. That's another nifty little thing to do when you're trying to move around your model in Rhino. And that's it. I hope to see you back here soon.